If you're above 60, gentlemen, and your soft, inconsistent erections of today or even vanished entirely, this could be the most significant thing you hear throughout the year, since the reality is your age isn't the only factor affecting performance. It is being silently strangled by anything you can resolve without the use of medication with a straightforward drink one, but with a natural mixture that you may create in less than a minute that causes blood to rush precisely if necessary and aids in restoring the kind of hard erections felt in. If you don't know me, I've been with Mohit Kara for more than 30 years. As a specialist in men's health, assisting thousands of men get stronger again, their intimacy and self-assurance without using dangerous drugs, and I'm here to let you know that your body still functions. You simply need to provide the appropriate assistance. The majority of males make the following mistakes: believe that the problem is low testosterone, but inadequate circulation is the actual issue, and if the penis's blood flow is slow and complete, it makes no difference how much, fortunately, you have testosterone. There is a natural method to open your blood-boosting ability of the body, and it begins with 4 commonplace elements. Hiding in your kitchen at the moment, hold on to me because in a moment I'll take a minute to walk you through this. Beverages that benefit men over 60 have stronger, firmer erections, performance, and a certain amount of assurance they believed it to be lengthy. Gone. If you haven't, before we plunge in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button already. And enable alerts so that you never overlook a potent hint intended to assist you in feeling powerful, self-assured, and in control once more. And if this message is understood, type 1 in the comments section. If it does not, enter 0 and inform me of how I can further enhance this usefulness for. Okay, let's start with the first component that makes up the basis of this whole formula. It's not unusual, not a medication, and odds have you passed it in the grocery store without being aware of its influence holds. I'm referring to Beets Natural Ultimate Circulatory Enhancer. A single drink, one unexpected route is where it all starts. A vegetable that increases blood flow, such as nothing. Years ago, another patient of mine named Robert, a former firefighter, age 66, arrived at the hospital. I was disheartened and frustrated when he said, "Doc, I still adore and desire my wife. However, my body simply won't react the way it used to." I've also heard that tale numerous times to count, and I was fully aware of where to begin without using medication hormones, but with rhythms. I understand what you might be thinking now. Really? But listen to me, beets are more than simply a salad garnish. One of nature's most effective instruments for elderly males seeking to recover their strength where it's most needed. Packed beets, which contain natural nitrates, can aid the body produces the chemical nitric oxide, which opens up and relaxes blood vessels, allowing blood to flow through your body easily. When blood flow is improved, everything gets better. Erections become more robust and more consistent. Energy levels increase even in the brain. Lucidity increases as a result of your complete oxygenation of the body continuing as it was intended. To try the beet based I'm going to show you, and inside days, he informed me that he sensed a change and felt more vital, more alive. And yes, things were going more smoothly down there as well. Beets also help to lower heart blood pressure, to combat inflammation, and aid in liver detoxification. So this isn't simply discussing sexual activity, vitality, and recovering the time and stress that have slowly eroded. But most guys don't know this. Eating beets alone is insufficient. You also need to merge them into a single, easy component that boosts their impact and facilitates your body's absorption of nitric oxide even more quickly. The following addition changes the beverage from. Let me teach you how to go from effective to unstoppable. How to fully unleash the potential of. You only need one basic ingredient to make beets. That speeds up everything. More powerful, and lemon is the element that is deeper, but not the sweet variety seen in bottles on a shelf. I'm referring to actual fresh lemons. And I'll tell you the truth, when I initially suggested this to a few of my elderly patients, they gazed at me as if I were, what is that related to, crazy lemon? Anything down there? But after they made an attempt, they realized they sensed the change. So did you see, Robert, lemon is more than just a flavor. It is a biological amplifier, a booster. Has significant amounts of vitamin C, which is essential to supporting your nitrates are absorbed and activated by the body. You're leaving the beets without it. Outcomes on the table. The nitric oxide effect of starting a fire increases in strength, blood vessels open quicker, and more complete circulation. That can be the case for a man over 60. Distinction between a tentative answer and with a solid, self-assured erection that endures. But it's not only blood flow. Lemon also aids in inflammation reduction, enhances liver detoxification water, and even improves mood by reducing the hormone cortisol, which can destroy performance and desire if left unchecked. If left unmanaged, the little fruit has are enormous. After a few days, Robert informed me of the impact. It wasn't only the bedroom on the drink. My wife even remarked that I felt sharper and happier. The beauty of my skin was that it looked better. The advantages of doing things naturally surpass the one objective you have in mind, and as strong as lemon and beets are combined, there's a single component that raises the bar for this to a whole new level. An organic root that has been utilized for centuries to sustain the vitality of men, but modern science has at last demonstrated that it's so amazing that it doesn't just encourage blood flow, it also ignites your testosterone levels and soothes the most. Let's discuss the adversary of performance stress. Regarding the next step and the natural path, I stated that ginger is among the most strong but underappreciated allies for any and older guy seeking to recover his power and assurance that I can still recall from my first introduction of one of my longtime friends to ginger. Harold was a 72-year-old patient with a keen mind. Vibrant, but he uttered, "Doc, my drive is gone, and my performance is erratic. And it's embarrassing, to be honest." We had worked on circulation with beets already. Lemon, but when we included ginger in the mix, at which point everything shifted. Ginger is far from just a spice in the kitchen, it is a natural powerhouse. According to recent studies, it can increase testosterone by as much as 17%. And that's frequently the case with older men. Increase that your body has been longing for, but not all of it is about testosterone. Additionally, ginger raises luteinizing hormone that aids in the production of its own testosterone more effectively and in a manner that seems organic and stable, which is what makes ginger unique. It is potent for older guys because it can reduce stress caused by cortisol. Is the hidden killer of it suffocates your blood vessels, destroys passion, and deprives you of the very assurance that is necessary for intimacy. Ginger aids in reversing this by calming the nervous system, reducing inflammation, and keeping your body in a ready, calm state, at which point genuine lasting performance does not appear by accident, but from after several weeks. Harold returned, and remarked, "Doc, I'm at a loss for words. I simply feel like myself once more." Ginger's actions don't cover up the issue. It fixes it from the ground up. Literally currently, lemon for blood flow and beets for ginger and absorption to stimulate your hormones and quiet stress. Although the foundation is strong, there is one additional element that is rarely considered by most males. However, it can be the reason why the outcomes have been erratic. So it's not a vitamin or food. It's something your body relies on each and every day, and when it's absent, performance declines. Let me explain why in private. But even considering the increased blood flow, healthier hormones, and improved absorption support, none of it functions as intended. If there is something lacking from your body. Deep cellular. Most men are unaware of how important hydration is. Even minor dehydration can be harmful. Had a 69-year-old patient named Leonard. Active Alert is performing everything correctly, trying to eat healthier and walk more every day. Vitamins, he nevertheless stated, "Doc, I'm attempting it, but I don't feel my full strength." But there is no answer. The first I questioned him, "How much water? Are you intoxicated?" He chuckled and acknowledged, "Not sufficient." Hydration doesn't sound thrilling, but it's really necessary. When even a small amount of dehydration occurs, your vessels tighten and your blood thickens. Circulation slows, so a man attempting to it's a silent saboteur for you to do that. Your muscles don't react as quickly as their vigor wanes. Erections turn into irregular if they occur at all, which is why I advise replacing simple water mixed with a stronger substance. Coconut water is the ideal form of nature. A hydration device loaded with electrolytes, such as magnesium and potassium that your body needs, must maintain equilibrium with coconut water. Not only rehydrates but also soothes healthy nerves are supported by blood vessels, indicating and maintaining your heartbeat powerfully, all of which result in improved bodily reaction when, at the time, Leonard made a single, easy adjustment. Putting some coconut water in his daily drink and his energy levels in a few days, his skin appeared better after being elevated, and yes, things were functioning more naturally once more. The truth is always without adequate. Even the richest foods cannot replace hydration. Travel to the necessary location and consider using coconut water to maintain the fuel line. Everything is flowing and delivering the support your body requires in order to function at its better. Now that all four have been discussed, beets, lemon, ginger, and other potent elements, and it's time to bring the coconut water all together. Allow me to demonstrate how to blend them into a single, straightforward, powerful. You can make this drink in less than a minute. This is the point at which everything becomes genuine. Now that you are aware of each how to prepare the drink ingredient, allow me to demonstrate how to bring combining them into a single straightforward, a transformative beverage that you can prepare in less as opposed to a minute. After I initially shared this recipe with one of my 74-year-old patients, Alan is getting over a difficult few years. He didn't think something that easy could do so much, but he was prepared to give it a shot. "Doc, if this is truly that simple, I've lost nothing." And only a week later, he told me while grinning broadly, Face, I wish I'd been aware of this 10 years ago. This is the precise method to follow. Peel and chop 2 medium-sized beets. Then squeeze in 1/2 of fresh lemon. Cut around 1 inch of fresh ginger root into slices. Then, use the genuine thing instead of powder. Add 1 cup of coconut water, and then put all the ingredients in a blender and process until smooth if you like your texture thinner. Although some guys prefer it, you can strain it. Thick, the most important thing is up to you. The closer to nature, the fresher, the more your body will reply. This beverage is intended to be taken between 30 and 60 minutes prior to intimacy or exercise, but the way most men feel even surprises them. Several hours later, more vigilant, more centered, and more in tune with their energies and presence, your body isn't being forced. When you encourage it, it reacts swiftly when provided with the appropriate tools. Alan reported experiencing a warm rush. Not nervous after drinking it, the artificial just came back to life. This formula's charm is that it doesn't just improve your performance, it benefits you to feel like yourself. Once more, you might be curious about what precisely occurs when you drink it. How soon can we talk, and what can you anticipate regarding it, as the response may surprise you? What takes place when you drink it? What exactly occurs after drinking, then? That is the part that most men don't anticipate. But they never leave once they experience it. When Alan initially tasted the beverage, the following morning, he called me and said, "I'm not sure what's in that item, but I have never felt this stable and clear. Strong for years." He wasn't by himself, either. Men frequently tell me that the impacts are apparent and frequently surprisingly quick. Most of the time, in 30 to 60 minutes, you begin to notice a slight change, a feeling of warmth in the arms, lower body, or chest, a silent energy increase instead of the wide synthetic type, but something more grounded and more authentic, much as your body at last, online once again, as blood flow makes things better, begins to function. Stronger erections become. Response time is easier to maintain with the stiffer, makes you more sensitive to touch, more connected and in charge of timing, not only physically but also emotionally. That's what distinguishes this from you're not merely chasing a pill. Response, you're taking back a state of going above and beyond. The report on bedroom males: enhanced endurance and mental clarity. There are fewer crashes during the day, in the afternoon, and a fresh feeling of optimism, as one patient put it. "It's like my body finally," he added, recalled how to arrive once more. These are not merely physical, the changes are emotional in nature, because when your body functions, your self-confidence returns, you carry and walk differently with confidence, and that vitality, it is infectious, and your partner senses it. You sense it, and life is thrilling. Once more, all of this points to the last but not least, why is this important? For guys over 60, this is a lot. Drinking is not only beneficial but also necessary for this phase of your life. Because this lasts, let's finish strong. This part really hits home. It's not only the significance of this for elderly men concerning improving performance, it's about repairing something more profound than each a man over 60 should feel. Once more, most men at this time of life are not only searching for short-term solutions. You've experienced enough to understand the distinction between short-term hype and anything that actually does work, which is what makes this beverage so strong that it doesn't simply make your evening better. You have a greater understanding of. I recall having a conversation with Walter, a proud 70-year-old former Marine bearing the burden of loss in silence assurance. He said to me, "Doc, I simply want to once more feel like the man I once was, only for me, not even for anybody else." And I knew exactly what he was saying. Because after spending a lifetime, it's challenging to lead building protection. When your body abruptly stops collaborating as it used to do, which is why this drink is important. Handles the slow aging of the core systems, degrades hydration and circulation hormones, inflammation, and provides your body with the support it must react with. You're not forcing your strength and clarity. A result, you're opening up something remains within you, waiting for the appropriate signal, and it's true that closeness is at play here. About re-establishing a genuine connection, but it's also about sleeping better and walking taller. Greater sense of aliveness in your own skin. The goal is to demonstrate to yourself that aging might alter things, but it's not required to take you. After 2 weeks, Power Walter returned. Grinned and shook my hand, saying, "You returned something that I believed I'd permanently lost." And he wasn't merely speaking about erections. Regarding himself, so you can now see why. Let's examine how this works and why it matters. Assemble everything, since I want to leave you with one last message. Could change your perspective on your health, your self-assurance, and the beginning of your future today. In conclusion, gentlemen, that's how one easy drink can transform in a subtle yet effective way the manner in which you perform and live at this phase of your life. Together, We've discussed a variety of topics in life, from beet's ability to increase blood flow to lemon's nitrate-activating properties, adding ginger to boost testosterone levels, and we brought in coconut water to relieve tension. To keep your body hydrated at the cellular level, after which we combined everything into a drink that is ready in under a minute but can give you a sense of strength. More authoritative and forceful than you thought in years, and perhaps most crucially, we have discussed what this actually implies not only in a bodily sense but emotionally, as the reality is that its performance is never the only thing that matters. Regaining your sense of self is about stepping into a silent room of confidence, which is the knowledge that even you're not done when you're 60, 70, or older. By a considerable amount I've witnessed this work in actual men. Similar to you, males who believed they were past their prime, men who believed behind them were males who were intimate. About to quit up, but suddenly one tiny. Their bodies were reminded by the change of what they were still able to. Therefore, if this resonates with you, I hope you don't try it since it's a miracle, but because your body is receiving a message from it to your future self-assurance, a statement stating, I'm still here, I'm not done, and I still have power. Considering that you're not even close, the best thing is that this is just the start. If this message struck a chord with you and you discovered that what we shared today, I would like to request one from you. Do me a favor and hit the like button. More men like you can benefit from it. Discover this knowledge, particularly those who might be hurting in private and don't understand where to direct your basic click. Perhaps that's why someone else at last receives the assistance they've been seeking. If you like to listen to more organic, scientifically supported methods such as this to enhance your performance, health, and confidence, be sure to sign up. Then press the bell to ensure you don't miss another effective tip created especially for males over 60. I want to hear from you. Type 1. If you intend to try this, let us know in the comments. Drink, or if typing has already benefited you, 0, in case you have any doubts or queries, and I'll try my best to answer them. And assistance finally, if you think this is true, message and want to back this up. Channel to keep delivering truthful, useful information for older men worldwide. You can make a modest contribution by using the every piece of the website below is helpful and indicates thank you more than you realize for being here. Remain resilient and inquisitive, and above all, continue to be proud of the man you are.